Manchester City and Pep Guardiola are changing. The clues have been there. They're piling up these clues. They've been appearing in this transfer window, a new secret weapon for Manchester City fans to get excited about. It was a small story. The mainstream media did not really want to talk about this, but I think a certain set of fans, those Liverpool fans, will grow concerned. They'll raise a few eyebrows at this situation. Certainly the Liverpool fans that are in the know. Because times are changing, football is changing, Pep Guardiola is adapting, he's learning, he's understanding that the Premier League on the whole as a style of football is changing and he's growing with it. And I'm so excited to see what that can bring. We're going to talk about that in due time, but before I do, a big shout out to Match Bingo for sponsoring this video.
Let's go.
Purchase a Match Bingo card for an upcoming game and receive a card that contains 15 random events like offsides, corners, VAR, goals, and if those events take place during the match, your card will automatically fill up as you play. Win cash prizes by filling 1 line, 2 lines, or a full house to bag yourself the grand prize. UK customers only. So big up to Match Bingo. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Make sure you scan that QR code in the bottom right hand corner to get involved and have some fun as the new Premier League season started. But let's have a look at what Manchester City can look forward to this season. The fans in particular, because I think there's going to be a change in style in the way we play, because a lot of the City fans have been focused on boring football, they've been called. Accusations from outside coming in as well, accusing us of being boring for quite some time. But that boring football won trophies. It's when you're boring and you don't win trophies, you start to get accusations from your own fans, is what we saw last season. Too much sideways, tippy-tappy football, it was known as. I actually think Pep is slowly starting to adapt, and the clues have been there, because this is what he said back in January.
Today the modern football is the way the Bournemouth play, the Newcastle play, like Brighton play, like Liverpool always have been like that, like we were. It's the modern football. Today the modern football is not, positional and being there. You have to rise the rhythm unbelievably.
And I think he's absolutely right. You just need to look at the data of previous seasons and how intense and how direct football sides have become. Spanning all the way back to the 2021 season, the numbers are just growing. The total number of fast breaks is growing. The total number of direct attacks is going up. It's getting more and more intense, the Premier League. PPDA, that stands for passes per defensive action. The lower number indicates more intensity, as in you are unable to have as many passes per defensive action. And that's because the pressing has become so intense. Sides are not sitting back as often as they used to do. And sides are starting to press more frequently. As you can see, over the course of those years, sides have slowly started to increase their intensity and go for a bit more risky style of football and reap the rewards as a result. And now you're seeing mid-table sides collecting points on the regular. And Pep Guardiola is adapting to that. So Pep signed another Pep Lijnders from Liverpool, of course, which Liverpool fans know all too well. He's been a fantastic assistant manager under the Klopp era. And he was known very much for the revolutionary period at Borussia Dortmund as well. He's known for his intensity. He's known for his high-pressing rock and roll football. Pep Guardiola has brought a man into this football club that is almost taking a massive leaf out of the Jurgen Klopp book. I can't wait to see what this is going to do, because I can see a blend of styles here. Pep Guardiola will no doubt maintain some sense of his philosophy in terms of possession-based football, playing out from the back. But knowing that the opposition sides are going to be pressing intensely, how are we going to get past them? We've employed Pep Lijnders, first of all, who is known for his vertical lines. We saw that against Juventus. Tijani Reinders carrying the ball, and there goes the vertical line straight through the heart of Juventus's defences. Mateus Nunes points and says, give it me, and get through that vertical line. And it absolutely works. We get a goal. A little bit fortunate. Erling Haaland makes a bit of a meal of it. But look what it means. Look what it meant to Pep Guardiola. And Pep Lijnders sat there getting a high five off Pep Guardiola, knowing full well, you know what you're doing, sir. You know what you're doing, don't you? You've brought in a new style of football that Manchester City fans can get excited about. We saw more of it against Juventus. This time, Ryan Aït-Nouri picking up the ball in the middle of the pitch. Vertical line. There you go again. Jeremy Doku bursting through. And what is required in these particular moments is explosiveness. Explosive players. You've got Savinho, explosive. Vision as well. Nunes, explosive. Gets to the byline. And again, there's 3 goals Manchester City have been able to score there from vertical line football. Aggressive. Not much side to side. A lot of City fans have been concerned with this side to side football when we're going to see a little bit more of this going into next season. And I can't wait. I'm excited because I think a lot of sides and a lot of football fans are sleeping on Manchester City because they're just looking back at last season. Last season was a learning curve. It was a transitional period for Manchester City, getting used to the way we want to play. We signed Doku 2 years ago. So this isn't new. Pep knew what was coming. He was signing players. He's been signing ball carriers through transfer window after transfer window. You can't bring in a whole new system within one transfer window. He's been doing it slowly over the course of 2 or 3 transfer windows. Savinho was over a year ago. Doku was 2 years ago. So these players have been coming in. Reinders is a ball carrier. It's essential. Now, bringing in Pep Lijnders, for me, I think it's really exciting for Manchester City. We've already seen Simon Bachowski speaking in the MEM with regards to Guardiola and the training methods at Manchester City. As far as Guardiola is concerned, though, he is anything but central. He can be seen shouting once or twice, but otherwise all of the energy and directions for the players comes from Pep, Lijnders and Kolo Touré. In all of the sessions that journalists have been allowed to watch or that have been put out by the club, Lijnders and Touré have had no trouble imposing themselves from the start, and the new dynamic has definitely been noticed by the squad. That's exciting. That's exciting to me, and it's a new system. I think there's more. I think City are going to be so much closer to success. When I talk about success, I'm talking about silverware. I think we might not be guaranteed silverware because other sides are so good now. We've got to take your hats off to Liverpool and to Arsenal, of course, because they will be going toe-to-toe with us going into next season. But people who think City are finished because of what we did last season, they're going to get a rude awakening. They are going to get a smack round the face like they've never seen before. They're going to be so gobsmacked at Manchester City next season thinking we were finished. You're fools. You're fools. And you're fools if you want Pep Guardiola out. If you're a Manchester City fan who's been crying out for Pep Guardiola, this is proof that he's adaptable. The man is malleable. He's learning with the game. He's bringing in players and being humble enough to say, I will employ you and become one of you. Pep Lijnders was the antidote to Pep Guardiola. When Klopp turned up and he brought in Pep Lijnders, they knew how to stop Manchester City. They were one of the first, they were like the pioneers of anti-Pep Guardiola football, beating the possession-based football and the positional-based football that Pep Guardiola is so well known for. And bringing in that same person, bringing in the antidote to help you with your own cause is an absolutely fantastic masterstroke from Manchester City and Pep Guardiola to be humble enough to say that my way has been working, but it needs a little bit of a tweak. I don't think we're going to see a complete uprooting of the footballing style, but it's great to see. And of course, Liverpool fans are going to be fuming at this, but I mean, well, we've brought in one of yours, but at least we did it legally. Back in 2019, Liverpool hacked Manchester City's database, don't forget. So the clubs have got a bit of a history. One of us is doing it illegally, going into Manchester City's database and trying to steal information. They were found guilty of that, and they settled with the club outside of court with a £1 million settlement fee to quieten it down, because your mainstream media weren't really going to pick up on this. No way. No one's going to say a bad word about Liverpool. Not a chance, mate. You got to look after Liverpool. You don't want to offend them Scousers, do you? God, imagine offending the Scousers. It's easily done, but you better not do it. You better not do it if you're in the mainstream media. Oh, they will come for you. You know what I mean? Whereas Liverpool hacking our database, yeah, that's okay. But Manchester City signing Pep Lijnders, that's going to be a big problem for Liverpool at the end of the season. I think they're going to be looking at that frustrated at the fact that we were able to acquire one of their own. And I think that's the future of football. I think a lot of the limelight is obviously on the players. They come first and foremost. Then the managers, they get the second set of limelight and start to get the focus of attention. I think coaches are such an underrated part of the game now. In terms of the assistant managers, we got rid of Juan Malilo. We got rid of Inigo Dominguez. We got rid of Carlos Vicens. Juan Malilo in particular is very much an old guy, with all due respect. He's very much on the old side of life. Bringing in Kolo Touré, he's very young, in his 40s. You've got Pep Lijnders, he's 42 years old. You've got young players being taught by young coaches. And this whole accusation of Manchester City and the unks, Pep Guardiola is bringing in a fresh lease of life, a youth feeling, a new spark to Manchester City. And I think Kolo Touré as well. I think he's a fantastic acquisition. I think he's just such a bubbly person. He's going to bring such an upbeat feeling to Manchester City's dressing room. I think James French, also the former Liverpool opponent analyst, has come in as the new Manchester City set-piece coach. And we know exactly what the importance of a set-piece coach can do. You just need to look at Arsenal's success in previous years. Manchester City are doing the same thing, bringing in a highly qualified set-piece coach. But at the end of the season, I am convinced we are going to be talking about the importance of these coaching signings by Manchester City. But what do you think, Blues? Let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is